Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video, I want to review Iron Man 2 on 4K UHD Blu-ray. This is a personal favorite of mine, and after reviewing Iron Man 1 and being happy with the results, I can't wait to see what the second one holds in store. So let's get over the movie first. So this, I'm sure most of you guys have seen. This is the sequel to the original Iron Man. This is where Tony Stark is out in public more. He's at conventions. He's getting drunk at parties. It is a lot of fun. We get introduced to some good villains in this one, and overall it is a good time, a good follow-up to the first one, and a great entry into the MCU, one that really every MCU owner should have in their collection, and definitely a favorite of mine. So I'm not going to go over the movie too much. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it, but this was a great sequel and a very good entry in my opinion. So now let's get to the video quality. So this is a 2K digital intermediate upscale to 4K, and this is a very nice looking image with a very nice increase in detail. The increase in detail here on stuff like Iron Man's suit, the actual suits, because he wears a bunch of different suits in this one, or Don Cheadle's suit, you can see all the different wear and tear, all the marks, all the crevices on the suit. It's definitely an uptick from the Blu-ray. Same thing with facial shots. You could see every pore on Robert Downey Jr., every hair, Pepper Potts, every pore, every individual strand. It's very good imaging here, very good detail. Now, one thing I would like to say here is there was some DNR applied to this, and there was some DNR applied to the first Iron Man, but not as much as here. There is a lot of DNR applied here, which gets rid of the grain, so this isn't really as much of a grainy image as the first one. There are a couple of spots of grain, but really not too much grain. It's pretty scrubbed, and normally that would be a huge complaint for me, but they actually scrubbed it without losing any detail from what I've noticed from the screenshots from A and B. They did it without losing any detail, so I actually don't have a problem with it. And for people who are grain haters, you might like this image a bit more because this is definitely a cleaned up image compared to the Blu-ray counterpart. Now, depth is also greatly improved, separating the foreground from the background, and you do get some 3D moments towards the end battle showdown. Black levels are also deep and inky throughout, with nothing to complain about on that front. Now let's get to the HDR usage, and this one definitely is where this disc shines in a lot of instances. This is a punchy disc, definitely a vibrant disc. That NASCAR showdown, you get a lot of colors coming off the screen, punchy reds, punchy blues. It's definitely a good use of HDR, and all the nighttime scenes, specifically that showdown at the end, you get great use of shadow details, and you definitely can see more in those nighttime scenes than you were able to in the Blu-ray, and it's easier to make out stuff during that last nighttime fight scene. Now let's get to the Dolby Atmos and audio quality on this. So this has a Dolby Atmos track, and this one I was not too disappointed in. You bump this up about 2 dB and you have a good track here with good use of overheads, a pretty good dynamic track, nice use of surrounds, and well-represented dialogue. Now this isn't reference or anything like that. Before Disney, this is a pretty good sound mix, and I am not disappointed considering what Disney has made in the past. So anyway guys, this is going to be a day one pickup if you're a fan of the franchise. I think this one looks great. For you grain haters who may have not liked it on the Blu-ray, I think you may like this one because it is a bit cleaned up, but we do not lose any of that detail. Detail and sharpness is definitely bumped up on this one. HDR usage was used great throughout, and the Dolby Atmos track was not disappointing. So anyway guys, this is going to be a day one pickup. I'm going to leave a link in the description for this movie. Using those links gives me a small kickback to review more 4Ks for you. So anyway guys, I hope you have a good one, and Thor's up next.